Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek. Joined this week, it's a two-man team. Joined this week by Easy.
Hello.
And never seen this show before. This is the Just Us Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I met Easy at All In Starcast. We love wrestling. We love talking wrestling. We love sharing a love for us with each and every one of you out there. However, just like each and every one of you out there, we are just fans. Our opinions of that of any other fan. We avoid insider terms because we are not insiders. We are not wrestlers. We are just a bunch of marks. CJ is still not feeling very oozy this week. And neither was the wrestling
like NASCAR, but Geek doesn't want to talk about it. Especially today.
Fuck Joey Logano and fuck the playoff system.
I disagree on the Joey Logano, but yes, fuck the playoff system.
So you like people that wreck 52-year-old Mark Martin? Man, I don't know if I want to be around your sets of morals.
I mean, Matt Kenseth wrecked him in Martinsville.
Joey had it coming.
Joey is less douchier than Kyle Busch. I will admit he has an ego, but not as toxic as, let's say, a certain driver, but due to unfortunate circumstances, I'm not going to say his name.
No, but at least Kyle Busch will say, like, yeah, I wrecked you. Well, he's hurt. Good, he's hurt. Now he's not a threat to me anymore. Like, Kyle Busch will be like, cool, glad he's hurt. Glad he's out. Glad I wrecked him. I'll wreck him next week. I'll wreck his dad. I'll wreck his mom. I'll wreck.
Personally, my opinion, the most egotistical driver that I would say is Tony Stewart. I hated him growing up.
Yeah. Joey Logano was just like him. So,
anyways, this is what happens when we have a two-man team, and CJ is saying, "All right, let's
fuck Joey Logano and fuck the playoff system." That was a shit race with a shit finish, and shitty people win. And speaking of shit, the whole week in wrestling, because it really wasn't very good this week, you guys. It really wasn't. There were some good matches, but overall, nothing happened. There's nothing really to talk about.
It was. You know why? Because there was. It was. Well, I'll get to the joke later, but it was mid.
Yes. All the shows were pretty mid this week.
Yeah.
I heard one match was good on Crown Jewel, but that's about it. And it's the match that people don't want to talk about. But we'll talk about Raw. It starts out with Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair. This was a good match. Like
this was the 1 week I didn't watch WWE because fuck Crown Jewel.
Well, this match was okay. Like,
it's not that I don't want a certain group of people catering to the product. Like, I'm always actually very amazed that there was a great turnout. It's just politically not in good circumstances. It's like if WWE wants to have a live event in Russia, and we all know something that's why it would not happen.
Yeah, there's.
Anyways,
like I said, like there was good matches this week, but there's nothing really to talk about. Like, there's a couple really good matches where it's like, oh hey, you should check those out, and then that's about it. Yeah, but Bianca and Nikki, it was good. A lot of people were mad about Nikki losing, but Bianca had a big, we don't like that show, but Bianca did have a big title defense. The champ needs to win. Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory. It's a good match. Check it out.
Could see a good rivalry in the making between those two.
Yeah.
It hasn't already.
Damian Priest and Carl Anderson. Yeah, this happened. Matt Riddle and Otis. This was humorous. Have it on Halloween, and they brought back the Patrick Swayze. They did a Patrick Swayze, Chris Farley sort of thing with Chad Gable and Otis. That was funny. That's about it. The Miz beat Mustafa Ali.
Oh, no wonder I didn't watch Raw, because I was passing out Halloween candy.
And so were we.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this was okay. Dakota Kai and Io Sky lost the Women's Tag Team Championships to Alexa Bliss and Asuka, only for them to win them back in Saudi Arabia. I don't really get that call. And then we finally found out what happened to The Miz, and it turns out that it was all a setup from The Miz. And then it turned real, like he was trying to play off having a stalker, but then things got real. And I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like you can still salvage something good out of it, but I kind of...
So...
Much like the NASCAR championship, it's just a giant... It kind of was...
So he pulled the whole, it's me, Austin, it was me all along.
Kind of, yeah. Only difference is, instead of it was me, Austin, it was me all along, it was like, there's still a semblance of... It started out that The Miz was playing into it, but then Dexter got pissed off for real about it. So, yeah, it just...
Wait, so now I'm confused. Was it kayfabe he was pissed off, or for real he's pissed off?
On the show. It's...
Okay, on the show. Okay,
so here, Johnny Gargano had the proof, and he had recordings that The Miz was setting up a fake stalker with Dexter Lumis. But on the show, as Miz was trying to continue the fake stalker stuff, Dexter Lumis really in the, canon sense, got mad at The Miz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Still kind
good,
of a wrestling equivalent of a womp womp noise. And speaking of the wrestling equivalent of a womp womp noise... Let's talk Dynamite. We're going to breeze through this tonight, guys. There ain't, since we're not really talking about the social show, there's fuck all to talk about, you guys. So it starts off with Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal. This was an okay match.
Okay for a match.
It's okay, it's literally for the people involved. Again, it's okay, but with the people involved, you expect better than okay. And then we find out who Jay Lethal's friends are. So Sting came out, and it turned out it was Cole Carter of the Factory. That's the first wet fart noise of fucking...
And to pull a Griff Garrison, who the fuck is Cole Carter?
Yeah. And then we find out that... The real friend is Jeff Jarrett, forming essentially Team TNA with Sanjay and Lethal.
I saw a great meme that said TNA in 2007 is all elite. It's pretty much.
Yeah, it's
okay, if it weren't for the Cole Carter setup, this actually would have been a decent surprise.
It's not I'm not going to completely judge it now, but I'm going to say
But the fact that it was
here's
a
my
double
problem.
turn, it's who wrote this shit? Did we hire Vince Russo for a day? I God hope we didn't.
I get they might be trying to kind of, Jeff's got some buzz, Jeff is going to be working behind the scenes, which, depending on your opinion on Jeff Jarrett, may or may not be a good thing.
It honestly would have been better if Jeff Jarrett was the fake Sting. They're kind of the same height-ish.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really think... But here's my question. If WWE did a storyline promising something big... Now, I get that this wasn't that they didn't promise an earth-shattering sort of thing, but if WWE was promising a reveal of any kind, outside of a mystery entrant in the Royal Rumble, if they were promising anything of that nature, and it ended up being Jeff Jarrett, would anybody be giving this the, hey, let's watch it play out treatment, or would we be saying, fuck this is Jeff Jarrett, this is stupid, this is dumb, why are we doing this, why is Jeff Jarrett here? I'm thinking
I mean,
that if
people
another
at the
company
Royal
would have
Rumble
done,
in 2019
yeah,
liked it,
yeah, that
including
was
me.
okay because it's just a Royal Rumble deal. But like,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
did like a storyline where you promised, like, hey, I'm bringing in somebody big next week in the WWE, and it ended up being
okay.
Jeff Jarrett, nobody would be saying, hey guys, let's let it play out. This
Yeah.
might be really
No.
good. You'd be going, this
And
is
funny
stupid. You should
enough,
feel bad if you enjoy it.
AEW kind of actually did something similar to this at Revolution 2021.
That did turn out okay. I will give them the benefit of the doubt by that much in the fact that Christian was good. And it, or end up turning, or the Christian ended up turning out good.
The way,
But
true
it's,
enough, but the way they hyped
oh yeah,
it up
absolutely.
was like,
they overhyped it. If they would have given it like,
yeah.
if they would have given just a little less underhype, it would have been fine. This one, just,
Or better yet, if they didn't hype it up at all, they just say literally live saying, hey, we have a new signee.
yeah. This, it might be decent. I'd give both companies the benefit of the doubt on this one, but to all, like, I saw so many people going like, hey, this is great, this isn't bad, and I'm like, you're only saying that Jeff Jarrett is good because AEW signed him. If WWE or TNA did something like this, it'd be like, fuck Jeff Jarrett, this is dumb, I don't care about Jeff Jarrett. Once again, the IWC has it's AEW, so it's gee golly swell. Fucking blinders on.
I mean, the same IWC will say the same thing about everything WWE does.
I see a lot less of that. I saw like a 2-minute honeymoon period with Triple H, and for the last month, all I've ever seen is, oh, so you think this is good, WWE? Lol, the Elite are coming back.
I will say what did get me actually a little bit happy and hyped up was hearing My Worlds being played.
Yeah.
Like, I'm mad that how the hell did I not include that on my top 10 list? Makes me want to make another list. Like, I actually loved hearing that when I was watching Impact in the day.
No, that was my, oh shit, things are going bad. My world's going.
How do you not get, or at least how do you not have like shows when you hear that guitar going? That
is like that to me is like that is like the Right to Censor theme just going off for me.
The Right to Censor had a sound effect. This was a badass guitar song.
This sounds
again. I like it.
No, you're fair. To me, this is it.
Dale Oliver made some really good songs for Impact.
Hit and miss. He's no Jim Johnson, that's for damn sure.
Obviously, nobody's better than Jim Johnson, but and also another who should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. But anyways, that's just me. But at least all of them are way better than Def Rebel.
AEW Championship Eliminator match, because rankings matter until they don't anymore. John Moxley versus...
We're getting a number one contender match, which we'll talk about later.
John Moxley versus Lee Moriarty. This was good. John Moxley wins, making the whole Eliminator stipulation completely fucking stupid and useless.
Yay!
The Daddy Ass Birthday Bash, where they had they now have scissor fingers. That was cool. I'm going to get some of those if they ever come.
I'm just happy that the Acclaimed are like extremely over. I am just getting a little tired of the scissor me daddy ass. It's like the episode of The Simpsons of Bart saying I didn't do it. The catchphrase is fine for a while, and then it just goes into say the line, Bart. Scissor me, daddy ass.
Until it stops getting that reaction, though, they're going to keep it going. It gets that reaction. Yeah.
Thanks, Chicago. No, thanks, Anthony Bowens.
You're
starting to give me a reason not to like you anymore.
ROH Championship match against a mystery opponent. It turns out that it was Colt Cabana.
I called it.
Love the pettiness. Like, fuck, if homie wants to play petty, I love it. Love the pettiness, right back. But it's like, okay, so you're going to do something with Colt after this? Or is this a one-time, haha, fuck you, CM Punk, hum-de-dum-de-dum-dum-dum? Because I think it was the latter.
I will say that was a damn good match.
It was
like between Jericho and Cabana.
It was okay.
I loved it.
It was okay. Like, to me, this was the epitome of okay.
Again, it literally felt like Cole actually going to beat Chris Jericho. Like, damn. Like, I was almost hoping that happened. Like a huge upset.
The Ocean Spray Pacific 7-Eleven Championship, which is pointless. Still pointless. Come at me. I will die on the hill that this is a stupid belt and poor Orange Cassidy carries around something that's dumb and shouldn't exist. The winner not only wins the belt, but wins a contract with his to wrestle their dream opponent. I really want someone to win this and like just fucking troll and be like, I wanted to wrestle Roman Reigns. I wasn't into this match. Like, I feel like I should have, given the people involved. You know, I like Orange Cassidy, I like Luchasaurus, not super big on Rey Fenix. But this was, like, again, this was the epitome of okay.
And especially with, like, Pac wanting, like, Phoenix to cheat, it's like, okay, are you or are you not building tension between the three?
I think that part is good.
Why are they champions then?
Because they have like two quote unquote well, you have Phoenix, who's an honorable person, then you have Pentagon, who's a question mark, and then you have
Pac just being a bastard.
Yeah, being the bastard he is. TBS Championship match: Marina Shafir versus the champion Jade Cargill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nice notch in the belt for Jade, but that's it. And then we have the ROH Television Championship match. It's Mojo versus Brian Cage. Again, was okay. Like this was okay.
I mean, if this is supposed to give more exposure for Ring of Honor on television, awesome. But TK, we're waiting for a Ring of Honor show. Have the Ring of Honor and Ring of Honor and the AEW and the AEW. So just rebrand Rampage already to Ring of Honor Rampage. Thank you.
Yeah. So SmackDown this week. Taped last week.
It's apparently in St. Louis, so I'm surprised why you guys weren't there.
It was taped after SmackDown last week.
Never mind.
Sonya Deville versus Liv Morgan. This was, in the end, good. Ricochet and LA Knight. This was good. Both these guys are good. Nothing mind-blowing, but got more from Bray Wyatt, who seems like, he's he's battling his inner demons. Shayna Baszler beat Natalya. This was okay. But here's something that was not okay. It was great. It was Gunther versus Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. This was great. This is a match of the now, maybe like the bottom half of the match of the years, but it's in the mix. I will say, and yes, I know that Shibata wrestled on Rampage. This was the best match of the week.
Yes.
And yeah. But yeah, check that match out. It's a great match.
Second half of Rampage after I got back from hockey and was honestly probably way better than the result I saw, but the tag match was just didn't care.
Yeah, Rampage, the aforementioned Cassie versus Shibata match. This was a good match. I didn't like it as much as Gunther and Ray, but it was a good match. Mike Tyson actually was not.
the crowd wasn't like extremely hyped up because they had just sat through 2 hours of Dark, which even I would be drained from that.
Yeah.
So
And another thing is, and this is something that I've kind of learned recently, or really gotten the vibe of recently with like a lot of the AEW fans who aren't familiar with New Japan or Ring of Honor. I get the feeling, and I'm not saying this is good or bad, and I actually ran a poll about this on my Twitter. I get the feeling that a lot of people that got into AEW because they watch Being the Elite a little bit more than because they watch New Japan or ROH. Like, they didn't really follow the New Japan and ROH stuff that closely. They just watched Being the Elite.
I'm guilty of that.
But, and there's nothing wrong with that, but then the problem is you have a quote-unquote smart internet fan base. But, so because they're a smart internet fan base, you think you can put Shibata, who I think is, like, amazing, and I think it's amazing that Shibata can wrestle again, given everything that happened to him, and, my biggest mark-out moment at Forbidden Door was getting to see Shibata and getting to hear that music, and, getting to see him do his Shibata things, like, while I love Shibata, most of the other AEW fan base doesn't really know Shibata and doesn't really understand why he's that special, and most of them, and the crowd reacted as such, went, oh, hey, here's a guy being brought in to lose to Orange Cassidy. Not saying that's right, not saying that's wrong, not saying anything about it, but it's kind of like how they've done Minoru Suzuki. There's a lot of people that just know Minoru Suzuki for a song, and they don't really know what makes him so great. They're just like, oh, Minoru Suzuki has a cool song, he's going to lose to Jon Moxley. The end.
Like, I'm guilty of that. Like, I have no idea who Shibata is. Like, I respect everything he's done.
Shibata,
the industry.
In 2017,
I'm unfamiliar with him.
He almost died after a match with Okada. Like, not like kayfabe, like he literally almost died. He did a headbutt and then collapsed backstage, and it almost killed him. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Madison Rayne and Sky Blue. This match happened. Like, it wasn't a bad match, but it's like there's nothing like, oh my god, did you see this one? Then we have the Gates of Agony versus Wardlow. Wardlow won. They might have, during the Mark Henry segment, teased a little tension between Wardlow, but they still won the match. And since we're not talking about Saudi Arabia, that's wrestling this week, you guys. Like,
I will say this is one thing that didn't get touched upon on Dynamite was possible, and third time's the charm, possible third tension between Sammy and Jericho. Thinking that Sammy's going to take the pin for Jericho, I'm like, you sure about that? So, one thing that was overlooked, so... But yeah, that's pretty much wrestling this week.
Yeah,
and also, did you notice one person we didn't get to see at all? MJF. Where the fuck was he? Yes, he got thrown through a table. Yes, but you don't think maybe the next week he would try to call out the firm?
Well,
maybe
they're probably keeping him off TV just to be like, oh, we've never seen MJF really get super duper beaten down like that before, He's...
Are we waiting for him to come out to Here I Come to Save the Day?
No, but I'm going to break our rule a little bit. He's doing something that AEW fans don't really like sometimes. Selling!
That's true.
Yeah. Oh no, he should have kept up and started his comeback. Yes, I am throwing shade at the Young Bucks. But yeah, that's wrestling.
They also had another promo about their possible comeback, or Thanos looking like he's erasing half the AEW roster.
I definitely think, and I will say this much after seeing those, I know they're gonna get the good guy reaction, but they should be like a bad guy stable of, oh, you turned your back on us.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Actually, they should.
If the Elite just come back and be like, hey y'all, we're the Elite and we're good, yeah, that's another womp womp noise in the wrestling business. But yeah, this. Like, one, a few good matches, one great match. There's just no, there's nothing to, like, that's the downside this week is that, if you're not interested in the Saudi shows, and, some people are, some people aren't. It's not our call to judge anybody who is or isn't, but when you're not, it's just like, okay. This week happened.
Capitalized on the disinterest people had with the Saudi show. They really could have made this, no pun intended, all out.
Yeah, but instead, I mean, like, I know they did give us Shibata, but it's just like, this week happened. This week happened, and that's the show. I'm sorry, I couldn't have more to talk about, but there's not, like, what, there's no big development, there's no news developments. You can't really say much about a great match other than go watch it, it's good. I would advise checking it out. The biggest news is Jeff Jarrett. Whoopee! So, this was a short one, and this probably wasn't a very good one, but if you still enjoyed it...
Just like this week.
Yeah, but if you still enjoyed, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought in the comments section. If you have content from other forms of geek culture sometimes, comic books.
Just give us a wrestling topic we can share an opinion about it.
Yeah, comics, wrestling, anime, all things geek culture, gaming.
Racing too.
Sometimes. No, I'll be racing until February. I just gotta fucking sit with...
Oh, yeah.
Gotta sit with that shitty-ass fucking...
doesn't watch Formula 1, so...
Yeah, I gotta sit with this shitty-ass... This great season ending with a wet fart and a fucking asshole winning the championship for 3 months. Yeah, it sucks.
Talk hockey with me?
I don't like hockey. I don't like hockey. I don't like basketball. The XFL is... Yeah, I am excited about that.
Their teams, Battlehawks.
Caw, yeah. The call is the law, and we are back.
Yeah.
I will be excited.
Maybe the Battlehawks can sponsor you.
Maybe. Or I won't even take money. Just give me season tickets for free. I'll go to every home game.
Cleveland Monsters will give me season tickets for free.
But, follow me on my social media. If you have a more interesting thing to talk about than This Week in Wrestling. Facebook.com/AthleticGeekA9. Twitter, Athletic_GeekA9. Instagram, AthleticGeekA9. Easy. Maybe I'll give you something more to talk about.
Follow me at the Twitter at ERIKZARINS. And if you're in the Cleveland area, the Cleveland Monsters, our season's underway. We had a great win on Saturday, although we lost on the Friday to Chicago, although technically their team's based in Rosemont, but still. And I'm in the pregame video, actually, believe it or not. So you can see me there, but yeah.
Do the Cleveland Monsters have a power play dance?
No.
Okay.
But we suck on the power play.
No, I there's one guy that I know who is a big Blues fan. Even when he watches the game on TV, when there's a power play, he still does the power play dance. It's where it's like, I don't know. Those moves you just saw were a bad interpretation of whatever the power play.
I don't even know what you did because I don't.
It's like you move your arms and then it's like you're doing a touchdown. Then you move your hands to one way and then you move your hands to another way. And it's bad. I don't know how to do it, but it's like it's power play dance apparently.
So, WWE and AEW, please give us something worth watching
Yeah,
this week.
let's do better next week, you guys. Let's do better.
But if I am hearing that Logan Paul is legitimately injured, then I'm very happy because I don't have to see his stupid ass face on TV.
See, that's the one thing I'm gonna.
On the show.
The one thing I've always heard about Saudi Arabia is Logan Paul wrestled well, and good
for him.
Good for him. I don't care about Logan Paul, but I'll give respect for.
And I guess
I'll give respect for a good effort.
Rampage. Ricky Starks did a thing, and CJ's not here to talk about it, so that's their own fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that bad that like he's been so lost in the shuffle that like. No, like for real. There's all this talent in AEW, but it's like, oh yeah, you need to be watching Dark. Like, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for easy, I'm the Athletic Geek. We're just Marks, and we're out. Have a good one.